Hello everybody, this is Mike Caribbean. It's my program again. Those of you who are following me every week, I have a educational program, and it's about insurances and real estate. Since we are in the month of September, in the month of September it's called Life Insurance Awareness Month, and throughout the history, September is the month that a lot of people who are in this business, they do a lot of sales in insurance. Families, individuals, they shop around for insurance more because it's pretty much event in the insurance field, insurance industry. And I'm gonna give you guys a couple of facts, what's happening nowadays, and those are facts about life in 2018, specifically for life insurance, and these are facts from LIMRA, Life Insurance Awareness Month, September 2018. So let me give you a couple of facts, and I also at the end want to cover why it's so important to have a insurance. Very, very important. I know in my programs I always talk about the importance of it, and I'm always gonna keep talking about it, because if I know there's one person don't have insurance, I have a mission. I have to talk about it and make sure some way, somehow, people end up buying insurance. So if you're looking to get any kind of insurance, you're welcome to reach me. You see my contact information on the screen. I'll be happy to assist you with my 15 years and plus years in the business, helped more than 1,800 clients in my career. And I'll be happy to assist you. If you know an agent and you have a relationship with another agent, contact them. Make sure you get a coverage. That's very, very important. Now, let me give you a couple of facts, and I'm gonna try to keep it as short as possible because time goes fast. And those of you who are joining me first time, I have these programs on the TV. I also have these programs that I post in social media, starting from Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Most of the social sites I'm very active. So if you're watching this program, you have a question, you can throw a comment, put your thumbs up if you like it. And if you have any questions, you can message me. I'll be happy to get back to you. And I would really appreciate if you can take the moment and share the video with your friends. So anybody who needs help in this department, insurance and real estate, my information, I'm sure some way, somehow gonna be beneficial to you. So let's get started. Who owns life insurance? And of course, we're talking about in the United States. Those are just facts from 2018, and those are very accurate facts that it's been studied by LIMRA. So most adults own life insurance. 3 out of 5 consumers, which is 59%, own some type of a life insurance. And talking about percentage-wise, 59%, almost more than half of the people still don't have life insurance. The good news is more than half. The sad news is almost half of them still don't have it. Only 22% of people have both individual and group insurance, okay, which also includes health insurance. When I talk about insurance, consider it life and health at the same time. More adults under 45 own life insurance in 2016 than did in 2010, which means as the years goes by, the percentage grows, which is exciting news, which means more families are being covered. And that's awesome. While ownership of those over age 45 declined since 2010. Why do Americans own life insurance? And when I say Americans, I think every single individual should ask themselves, if they don't have an insurance, you should ask yourself, why I don't have a life insurance? More than 1/3, which is 35% of all households, would feel adverse financial impact within 1 month if a primary wage earner dies. That means if a family, let's say it's husband and wife, and they have 2 kids, and something happens to the main person, let's say to the husband, who's the main responsible person who brings money to the family, if God forbid anything happens to this individual, within a month, they're going to have major financial problems. Why? Because most people don't have enough savings, which means if you don't have a life insurance, you're not getting any financial support, and your income, your household income, the main income is gone, for sure you're going to have very hard times financially. The top 3 reasons Americans give for owning life insurance in 2018. Here's top 3 reasons. Cover burial and final expenses, 91%. That means those are the top 3 reasons people buy life insurance. 91% is because they want to make sure if, God forbid, anything happens to their family member, their burial and final expenses are covered. Second reason, help replace lost wages, income of wage earner, 66%. That's the reason. Transfer wealth or leave a inheritance, 63%. So this fact's telling you that many people buy life insurance for different reasons, but those are the top 3 reasons that people buy life insurance. So if you still don't believe that life insurance is important, I think at least one of these 3 reasons is going to cut your attention. Me, as an individual, I'm a parent. I have 2 daughters, and I'm very obligated and responsible for anything happens in my family financially, right? Since we're talking about finances. So I want to make sure that if anything happens to me or any individual, they don't transfer expenses to their next generation. Imagine this is a family, so this is family. Parents and their kids. What ends up happening, a lot of people, if something happens to one of the parents and they don't have enough savings, guess what? On an average, maybe 30,000, 50,000, in some cases way more than that number, they're going to have a lot of debt to their kids, especially if you don't have a life insurance, right? So you want to make sure you buy a life insurance, and the next thing that the facts that I have here talks about having enough coverage. And I'm going to give you an example. There is a formula. I explained this before, but I want to quickly go over it. It's called the DIME formula. Okay? D stands for debt, how much this individual has debt, which includes credit cards, maybe auto loans, student loans, etc. So let's say it's 50,000. Now, I stands for income. If the individual makes about, let's say 50,000 a year, at least it's recommendable that next 10 or 15 years, they have an income replacement. So we take 50,000 times 10 year, that equals 500,000. Mortgage, M stands for mortgage. So if the family owns a mortgage, meaning they own a house, and their payoff, their balance for the mortgage, let's say is 300,000. So we calculate that also. E stands for education. If they have small kids and they want to save money for their education, and if God forbid anything happens, their education funds, it's there, they can use it. So let's say per kid, they calculate 50K for 4-year college or university, whatever the case is. 50K times 2, that's another 100K here. And of course, we don't want to forget funeral expenses, which averages about, estimate 30,000. So this is the formula that calculates the correct amount this individual should buy as far as life insurance and what is the correct amount. Because most of the time when I help clients, and if they have an insurance, they're under coverage. And there is a fact here that LIMRA research finds that approximately 50 million households recognize they need more life insurance. Can you imagine 50 million people that owns life insurance? They recognize that they don't have enough coverage. So this is the best formula to calculate how much is the right coverage for you. If you have any questions, contact me. I'll explain in more details. But in this particular example, so we take 50,000 plus 500, 550, 300, 850, 950, and 30,000, 980,000 plus minus, let's say about $1 million. So this individual needs $1 million coverage for his situation minimum. Why? Let's go backwards. So if this individual, something happens, passes away, out of this 980,000, the family will cover 30,000 their funeral expenses. Their kids' funds will be put aside so the kids can continue for their education. Part of this money will come and pay off their mortgage. That means the family will have a clear mortgage, no more payments. Next 10 years, because if this individual makes 50,000 a year, next 10 years at least, they're not going to downsize their lifestyle because the income is being replaced by insurance company's check. And of course, they will pay off all their debt. Now you tell me if this formula is not important. I believe every single individual should pay attention about this. When you talk about being financially free and strong and stable, life insurance has a lot to do to have a solid financial foundation. Okay? Of course, there's more services that I provide besides life insurance, but today mainly, since September is an insurance awareness month, that's why I decided to talk to you about more insurance. Now, some of you guys think that buying a life insurance, it's so expensive, it's a lot of money and all that. I think if you prioritize your life correctly and understand which one is more important, the price is not going to bother you. But just for your information, let's say someone is a 35-year-old male wants to buy life insurance, right? And they have a good health and all that. This is approximate numbers. Let's take a quick quote here. Of course, there's different companies that I can get pricing for you. And let's say the individual is in a good health and $1 million coverage. If you're watching this on Facebook, type it. Whoever types the closest amount, how much the price will be, will get a little gift from me. Okay, so if you're watching this on Facebook, my question is, take a rough estimate guess $1 million life insurance, term insurance in this case, I will give you more hint. How much will be for 35-year-old male, great health, $1 million life insurance? How much the price will be? It's gonna be between, sorry guys, 1 second. So let's do 35 years. So this gives you enough time to guess. There you go. Okay. Sorry guys, my computer is loading. Okay. So anybody? I'm gonna look and see who's the most accurate. So How about if I tell you 1 million 30-year term insurance with living benefits? If you don't know what is a living benefit, contact me, I'll answer it. It's going to be plus minus, and the reason I say plus minus, some companies can be a few dollars more, some companies can be a few dollars less, but it will be estimated between $70 to $85, estimate numbers, okay? Depends which company we're going to go with, and if you get approved very healthy. So do you think if somebody pays $70 a month and insurance company promises you that they'll give you $1 million coverage in, God forbid, you die or you get sick, you can take advantage of that $1 million. That way your family will never have at least financial hardship. You know, when you lose a loved one, I always say it's very tough. There's no dollar amount that's going to replace that pain. I agree 100%. No questions about that. But in top of that pain, when you have a financial pain, that's when it hurts the most. So if there's something we can do to eliminate part of the pain, and that is with finances, that's a big support to that struggling family at that moment. But let me give you some ideas to calculate here. Now, I'm a businessman. I like taking risks, and I think this is a risk that I'm willing to take, and it's great. Why? Imagine this. We take 30 years, 12 months out of the year, that's 360 months. I'm doing a math here. So 360 month times $70 a month, right? That gives you $25,200. So insurance company tells you, if next 30 years you make a commitment to me and you pay me $25,200, and if during these 30 years, if anything happens to you, I'll give you $1 million to your beneficiary, to your family, whoever the beneficiary is. Now, my question to you is it worth it? Is it worth it to take that risk? For me as a businessman, my answer is absolutely yes, I would do that. Now, some of you guys thinking, hey, you know what? What if 30 years passes by and nothing happens to the individual? They lose that $25,000. Even if that's the case, it's still worth it. But there's a lot of different structures that we can use as far as buying a lifetime policy versus just a term. We can do a mixing. Part of it can be permanent policy. Part of it can be temporarily. We call that blending. We blend the policies, which means you can work with it and see which one is more beneficial to you. But it's still worth it. Why? Because the reward possibilities are more bigger than not having and being in that risk. Now, any questions you have here, message me on Facebook. You can email me. You can visit my website, mysmycaribbean.com. In my website, one thing that I added, it's a live chat, which means you can just message me. On a right corner, you'll see my picture. You can just message me your question, and I'll do my best to get back to you very fast. But again, if you have any questions, I'll be happy to assist you. I hope those ideas is gonna help you to reconsider the idea of buying life insurance. 15 years in this business, I help lots of people. I've seen a lot of scenarios. My time is almost up, and I delivered different kind of checks to families. I want to share a story that happened about 10 days ago. For privacy reasons, I cannot mention any client's information, but this policy I wrote estimated 3 years ago. The client's son called me and said, you know what, my dad has a stomach cancer. Luckily, They bought the insurance from me. And when I say luckily, what I mean by that, the type of insurance I sold them had a living benefits. And living benefit, if an individual has a cancer, they can claim while they are alive. So this client is still under cancer treatments. They're going through therapies and all that treatments. And I opened the claim, and I'm looking forward the insurance to approve that, and I'm sure they will. And imagine X amount of dollar. Their coverage was X amount, but I'm gonna deliver estimated couple $100,000 check to this family. I remember the day when I sat down with them, typical family that like, I'm not planning to die, right? Most common answers / rejections people give us as agents. But I said, listen, when you're buying a life insurance, you're not buying to die. You're buying if God forbid anything happens, your family is protected. You're protected in this case. Because this money that you're gonna get, you're gonna use for your situation, because obviously this person cannot work anymore, which means their income is out. How they gonna live? So they can use this claim life insurance check to continue their lifestyle, to continue living normal instead of downsizing their lifestyle, maybe going from a house, selling and go rent or do certain things. In life you don't want to go down, you want to always go up. But in having lack of education about financial services, about money, will hurt you one day. That's why I always encourage people to pay attention what I'm training, whatever I'm sharing with you, apply it in your life. It's going to give you a lot of heads up. It's going to help you to move forward financially from a lot of people out there. My time is up. I want to thank every single one of you for watching this program, and I hope this program's bringing value to your life. But the only time it's going to do when you learn something and you apply it in your life. If you want to have an appointment with me, message me, email me, visit my website. I'll be happy